Mandy Moore is speaking out amid the SAG-AFTRA strike. While chatting with the Hollywood Reporter on the picket line at Disney on Tuesday, the 39-year-old revealed she's received tiny checks from This Is Us Residuals from the NBC show's streaming deal with Hulu. Quote, "The residual issue is a huge issue. We're in incredibly fortunate positions as working actors, having been on shows that found tremendous success in one way or another. But many actors in our position for years before us were able to live off residuals or at least pay for their bills." As for how much she's made, quote, "very tiny, like 81-cent checks," she said, adding, "I was talking with my business manager who said he's received a residual for a penny and 2 pennies. Access Hollywood has reached out to Disney, who owns Hulu, for comment. After her remarks made headlines, Mandy added a bit more clarity to the issue on her Instagram, writing in part, quote, "There are plenty of issues that are gumming up the wheels: transparency with data, wage increases, residuals, AI, etc. And I spoke about one that happened to be top of my mind because of a conversation I'd been having while picketing. I fully acknowledge the profoundly lucky and rarefied position I'm in as an actor at this moment, one that I don't take for granted, and one I also don't assume I'll be in forever. I've had very lean years where I couldn't get a job, and those are precisely the moments where in years past, actors could rely on residuals from their past work to help them get by. The world and business have changed, and I'm hoping we can find a meaningful solution moving forward." On Thursday, SAG-AFTRA announced it was going on strike after failing to reach a deal with the Alliance of Motion Pictures and Television Producers, which represents several major studios. SAG-AFTRA President Fran Drescher gave an emotional speech at the press conference where the union announced its plans to strike.
It's really important that this negotiation be covered because the eyes of the world, and particularly the eyes of labor, are upon us. What happens here is important because what's happening to us is happening across all fields of labor by means of when employers make Wall Street and greed their priority, and they forget about the essential contributors that make the machine run. We have a problem, and we are experiencing that right at this moment. This is a very seminal hour for us. I went in earnest thinking that we would be able to avert a strike. The gravity of this move is not lost on me or our negotiating committee or our board members who have voted unanimously to proceed with a strike. It's a very serious thing that impacts thousands, if not millions of people all across this country and around the world. Not only members of this union, but people who work in other industries that service the people that work in this industry. And so it came with great sadness that we came to this crossroads, but we had no choice. We are the victims here. We are being victimized by a very greedy entity. I am shocked by the way the people that we have been in business with are treating us. I cannot believe it, quite frankly. How far apart we are on so many things. How they plead poverty, that they're losing money left and right when giving hundreds of millions of dollars to their CEOs. It is disgusting. Shame on them. They stand on the wrong side of history at this very moment.
AMPTP said in a statement on Thursday that they were, quote, "deeply disappointed that the union walked away from negotiations," writing, quote, "This is the union's choice, not ours. In doing so, it has dismissed our offer of historic pay and residual increases, substantially higher caps on pension and health contributions, audition protections, shortened series option periods, a groundbreaking AI proposal that protects actors' digital likeness, and more. Rather than continuing to negotiate, SAG-AFTRA has put us on a course that will deepen the financial hardships for thousands who depend on the industry for their livelihoods." Comcast, the corporation which owns our parent company, NBCUniversal, is one of the entertainment companies represented by the AMPTP. Some employees of the NBC News Group are represented by SAG-AFTRA. The strike is effectively shutting down Hollywood as the Actors Union is joining screenwriters who have been picketing since May. Hours before the Actors Union announced it would go on strike, the Oppenheimer cast showed their support for their guild at the London premiere of the film.
Well, yeah, we wanted to come out and talk about it because we're really proud of it and we worked really hard on it, and we wanted to, everything was all set up, so we said, well, let's just do it, and then if they call a strike, we'll go home.
Premieres aren't just for us to turn up. Premieres are for the crew, and they are also for every single person that can or can't be here to see that their work is being acknowledged and praised. It's a huge deal for me to be here. It's also a huge deal for me to be in lockstep with all of my peers in my guild and every other guild that matters. Both can matter at the same time. But yeah, I'm glad that we got to honor this movie in the way that we could before.
Well, I think we are in this situation and we've just got to embrace the situation that we're in, and I hope everyone gets what they want. I really do.
It's such a critical moment in the life of the industry, not just for actors, but for everybody else in all the waves of the industry that this will affect. So it's a crucial moment. I know people are doing their best. I hope it's resolved as soon as possible.
We're very much the face of the acting world in this moment right here. So we have to be, if it's going to work at all, we have to be, part of it. And it's, I think, a very important time in these negotiations for both the writers and the actors to kind of set the ground rules for the future, because so much is changing so quickly.